Welcome to American Salon Magazine and AmericanSalon.com's on-demand video series, Doing Business in a Digital World. We're pleased to present Fall in Love with Online Reviews, the second of 6 programs in our series of social and digital media best practices. I'm Gordon Miller, Senior Director of Digital for American Salon, and I'll be your moderator today. Our program sponsor is Demandforce, a complete marketing and communication platform that enables review collection, helps to reactivate lost clients, and increases the ability of clients and prospects to find your salon on the web. Today, we're going to discuss why online reviews matter to salons and professionals. We're going to get into what the various platform options are and their value to your salon, and we'll hear from Salon Gratitude on how putting reviews to work is helping to grow their business. With us are 3 expert panelists today. First up is Nina Kovner, the founder of Passion Squared. Nina empowers small businesses and professionals, providing coaching online and off in marketing, strategy, brand, and personal development. Nina is also a thought leader in social and digital for our industry. Michelle Perroton has spent the last 12 years in the professional beauty industry. Today, Michelle is business development manager and salon and spa industry expert with Demandforce. She has a wealth of experience and insights into the value and use of online review platforms. And Matt Beck is one of our favorite rising stars. He is the founder of FreeSalonEducation.com, where he shares his weekly podcast with news, product reviews, education, and some way cool interviews. More importantly for today's conversation, Matt is a successful salon owner using reviews to drive business and profits. So first up is Nina Kovner, and we'll get things started with her by asking you to share your thoughts on why reviews matter to salons and professionals. Nina.
Oh, thank you, Gordon. What an honor it is to be here with all of you today. I am super excited and passionate about this topic. I talk about it often. I think probably one of the most important things to understand is the conversation is happening with or without you. And the question is, are you going to become part of it? I think sometimes we get nervous as businesses to think that we've lost control of the conversation, and that's kind of a legitimate fear because we have lost control of the conversation. It's happening all over the web, and of course, it's been happening offline for as long as word of mouth and referrals and reviews have existed. But what's awesome is that we have a choice today. We have a choice to log on, log in, jump in, and join that conversation. So that's really a question that I think we all need to ask ourselves. Are we going to be part of it? And this has to do with the reviews as much as it has to do with any type of social or digital engagement. And then one of my favorite questions is, what could possibly be more important than listening to your clients? You know, there's this opportunity today to listen, to listen online, to listen to reviews, to listen to trends, to listen to attitudes. And this is like awesome. This is incredible currency for salons to be able to see what's happening and listen to how clients feel about the business. Because I fully believe that the more we listen and the more we understand, the more we can actually create awesome through delivering a better experience or whatever. So really, what could be more important than listening? So Brian Solis, who is, talk about thought leader, he's a genius in the digital world, and he defined a generation that I'm super into called Generation C, and Generation C is the connected customer. They are not defined by age, they are defined by behavior. And this behavior is they're passionate about shared experiences. So what shared experiences are is Instagramming our breakfast, right? That's a shared experience. Or giving a shout out, a selfie, or I had a baby, or look, I'm at the gym, or I went to this restaurant, or this smoothie is delicious, or whatever. So Generation C is passionate about shared experiences, and Generation C is part of your client base and will become more and more of your client base. And I think the most important thing to remember about Generation Z is they are not defined by age. The day of, oh, that's what the kids do, we need to shift that. We need to flip the script in our belief system around who is engaging in reviews, who is engaging online. Very, very important. Reviews are shared experiences. And awesome shared experiences create awesome referrals. So think about that. I had a great experience at your salon. I post a review. I give you a shout out on Instagram. That's a review. I just did it yesterday when I got my hair cut. Today I'm getting my hair colored. Absolutely, I will be sharing that experience. See how that works? So awesome offline experiences create awesome online reviews. So if we provide and deliver those experiences consistently in our salons, and have a system to facilitate reviews, we are going to get awesome reviews. But unfortunately, the reverse happens. So if our experiences suck, we can't be surprised when we get bad reviews. It's just part of the game today. It's changed. We do have control over how we deliver that experience, right? And how well we help facilitate those shared experiences, having a presence online, having an updated Yelp page or whatever. Though all of those things matter in reviews, it matters in social, it matters in digital, and you know, it's awesome if we choose to make it awesome. So, I mean, numbers matter, numbers tell a story, and there's 139 million visitors just going to Yelp alone. And of course, there's so many different review sites, and of course, we have Demandforce, and we have just so many different tools. How many referrals did you get last year from online? And there's certainly ways to measure that. We can measure that several different ways. Just 2 of my clients, one got 3,400 referrals, and the other got 8,000. 8,000 salons, these are salons. Those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. If we are not happy with our business, and we know that there's so much power in online reviews, referrals, word of mouth, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for?
And actually, you know, I think a fairly simple topic, because reviews have always been part of the industry, going way back into the day. It's been talked about through the 30-some years I've been in the business. It's just that now we've got some new tools. So for those who might be maybe feeling a little challenged from kind of getting to old school and new school, do you have any advice?
That's a great question, Gordon. Thank you. I think one of the most important things to remember is old school still is incredibly relevant. What I love about online reviews is it's just the icing on an already awesome cake of word of mouth and referrals. So we can go back to the corner store, the butcher shop, the grocery store, the coffee house. We can go back to the day of, oh my gosh, I love your hair. Oh, really? Oh, Nina did my hair. That stuff is still happening every single day. It happens to me walking down the street. That doesn't change, right? Those reviews are happening, as you said. But in terms of adding more energy to your referrals and word of mouth, online reviews are proven to drive real live traffic into salons. And so I would say look at both. My advice is look at both and use both as opportunities to grow your clientele.
One more question, and this comes from a salon owner friend. You know, people know we're doing these programs, and so I often get the, hey, Nina's going to be there. Make sure you ask her this. And this I think you hear often, and that is some of the controversy that surrounds the Yelp platform, which I know you and I believe is a very powerful and important platform for salons, as are all review platforms. But for those, again, who are maybe feeling a little bit stuck around Yelp because they've heard things, it's almost feeling like urban myths, the way some of the negativity is out there, but we both know how much traffic that site is getting. Talk for a moment about that, those who are afraid of Yelp.
Oh, gosh. I could talk for an hour on this topic. Okay, so I understand the concern. I understand. It's so imperfect, right? So whether it's filtered reviews, not recommended reviews, bad reviews, crazy people that have never stepped foot in your business, yes, that happens. It happens. It's a free platform. So, I mean, it's not perfect. But the benefit so far outweighs the issues that happen with them that I believe we move towards what we focus on. I believe that if we choose to use the platform to help empower our business, we're going to be fine. But what happens is inherently our human nature is to focus on the one bad review, not the 20 great reviews, or the one hiccup with like a crazy review versus the 20 awesome reviews, or the fact that we got 3,000 website visits last year and the one crazy review. So it's just a choice. You know, I understand the fear, but wouldn't you rather know that people are having challenges in your business? Wouldn't you rather know that people love your business and love the experiences they're having? We can bury our heads in the sand, but I'll go back to the very beginning. The conversation is happening. So the only choice you need to make is if you're going to join it. And I obviously recommend you join it if you want to have an awesome business.
I love that. And again, we could talk about this for hours. I do want to point out that after you finish watching this show, to our viewers, you can click on a link below the player on your webpage on AmericanSalon.com, and it will take you to an extended conversation, kind of a free-for-all, that Matt, Michelle, Nina, and I are going to have after this program. So be sure to look for that when we take a deeper dive. So Nina, tell us where our audience can find Passion Squared and Nina Kovner online.
So you can find my website and blog at passionsquared.net. You can subscribe to my weekly dose of awesome newsletter at passionsquared.net. I spend a ton of my time on Instagram at Passion Squared, Periscope at Passion Squared 2, and of course, Hairbrained Facebook is, I would say, my other preferred platform. Oh, and on AmericanSalon.com.
That's right. You're one of our guest bloggers.
I'm a guest storyteller. Yes.
You are up there every week with Q and Awesome, which we love. And so, yeah, absolutely invite our viewers to check out Nina's blog on AmericanSalon.com. Thank you, Nina. Next up, we have Demandforce's Michelle Perroton for a discussion of platforms and best practices for putting reviews to work for salons. Michelle, thank you, and thanks to Demandforce for being with us today.
Gordon, thank you so much. We're really excited to be here today talking about this exciting topic that's so relevant in the salon industry. And for those of you that might not know, Demandforce is the leader in online automated marketing and communications, helping salons take care of things like all the communications that they should be having with their customers on a regular basis in an automated fashion. So, like I mentioned, super excited to talk about this topic today. And as you already heard from Nina, reviews and participating in your online reputation aren't negotiable anymore. They can really have an impact on your business and a direct correlation to the revenue that you're bringing in to the salon. Today, we're going to talk about a few different practices and platforms that you can put into place to ensure that you're seeing success. So first, let's talk about where these reviews are and where you should spend your time focusing. Obviously, this can be overwhelming. There's a lot of different sites out there. Our suggestion at Demandforce is really to focus on the big ones. Focus on where those consumer eyeballs are. Here's the top 6 or 8 that you should really be focusing on. But again, I'd even distill this down even further. And let's just focus on the big 3, right? Google, Facebook, and Yelp. That's where the eyeballs are, and we want to make sure that you're putting your focus where those consumers are, and that's where you spend your time. If you've got extra time, definitely visit some of these others, but you want to ensure that you're getting the most bang for your buck in terms of the time that you're spending to increase your reputation on these sites. So what does that mean? What does increasing your reputation mean, or what are you going to do when you get to these sites? So the first thing to do is to really make sure that you're owning your online reputation, and it's really just simple as 3 steps that we're going to go through right now. So the first one is to claim your page. Like I already mentioned, focus on those big 3. Claim your page on Google, on Facebook, and Yelp. And what that's going to allow you to do is to make sure that you're owning your presence there. It can be anything from adding relevant business information, adding photos that reflect your brand. It can be ensuring that you've got the correct way to contact you. So just very simple things that you can do. It's free on all these sites, and it's something that you definitely should be doing to make sure that you're presenting your best foot forward in terms of what your brand looks like online. The second step is really to make sure that you're collecting those reviews. And as already talked about, this isn't something that you can wait on. You want to make sure that you're asking for feedback, that you're getting that review content right after someone comes into your business and has a great service with you. That's when it's going to be fresh in their mind. That's when they're going to be excited to share the great service that they just had with you. So don't be afraid to ask. Really, that's the first step in making sure that you're getting that great feedback from your clients and that word of mouth out on the web. And once you've started collecting that feedback from your clients, you need to be responsive. So make sure that you're monitoring this, that you're seeing what they have to say. Get into practice of Googling your business and seeing what's out there. You can also set up alerts about your business so you know when something is said about your business online. So once you're monitoring it, you want to make sure that you're responding. Other consumers who are viewing this feedback love to see that the business is interacting. This also gives you opportunity to respond to maybe not so positive reviews and make sure that you're able to be in the conversation and add your voice to that potential thread that might not reflect your business in a positive light. So let's stay on that one for a little bit, because I know that some of the concern around reviews and review collection and review sites has to do with that negative feedback. It's going to happen, right? We've already talked about that a little bit. Once you open up this world of feedback and reviews and encourage it, you are going to get some not so positive feedback. So the first thing is, let's just determine, is it something that is actually true, or is it just something that's totally not accurate and not representative of the business? And the next thing is go ahead and just acknowledge that, right? Make sure that, again, you can be part of that conversation. The one thing I always like to do is, if you're able to, reach out to that client, rectify the situation. Then that allows you to respond and say, hey, Debbie, so glad that we resolved this. Can't wait to see you at your next visit. So then again, that potential consumer is seeing how you've handled that feedback and are willing to resolve and help make sure things are put right. You definitely don't want to be defensive. And I think the biggest thing is, be okay with some negative feedback and negative reviews out there, because a lot of times if a consumer sees, nothing but positive, glowing reviews, they tend to feel like, it might be fixed, or it might be just too good to be true. So it's okay to have a normalizing negative review out there every once in a while. So the next thing that I want to talk about related to your online presence is online booking. So now that you've got this great word of mouth conversation happening out on the web, you've got consumers able to find this great feedback about your business, how is that new potential client going to get in touch with you? So the thing I want to highlight here is that having a phone number or them calling you is just not enough anymore. Nowadays, consumers want to be able to contact you on their own terms. That means after business hours. They also want to be able to contact you sometimes without even having to talk to you. So that means being able to just click a button and get in touch right then and there. The benefit of online booking, obviously, being that now having an online booking presence allows your clients to do so. They can get in touch with you 24/7. They don't have to deal with maybe leaving a message. I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'm taking care of this type of business after work, or at night when I'm in my PJs on the couch watching TV. So I want to be able to just do it right online, and that's what online booking offers. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of how this might work. The first is on your website. It could be enabling the online bookings through your software or a request appointment feature that we have through Demandforce. Other place you want to focus besides your website are, again, those popular sites. So Facebook is another opportunity. You want to make sure that the consumers that are finding you on Facebook, seeing your great presence there, again, have the opportunity to take action right on your Facebook page and request an appointment without even needing. And then, of course, like we discussed on Yelp. So having the ability to drive those consumer eyeballs, so those 139 million consumer eyeballs that are on Yelp every month finding your business, once they see the great reputation that you've created, let's make sure they can take action and actually visit the business as a result of that great reputation. And that's really it. Those are some suggestions on different platforms and practices that hopefully you can put into place today to help drive and increase your online reputation.
Michelle, thank you. I love how simple you put it across, because I think a whole lot has not changed. And we talked about this a little bit with Nina, but the old school stuff has just been kind of put on steroids, if you will, with technology. But again, thank you for simplifying it and just kind of bringing reality to it. A couple questions come to mind, and again, we get these questions all the time, so it's exciting to have you here. So probably the biggest question, or the most common question we get is just that, like, how do I know I'm doing it well? How do I, as a salon owner, measure success in using these platforms?
Yeah, that's a great question, Gordon, and you're right. That's one that we get a lot also. I've got two answers here. So the first is, make sure that when you're looking at your presence online, you feel like it reflects that of the great business that you run day to day. So this is something that I say often. You want to think about your online reputation in the same context as how a client would see your business when they walk in the front door. So is that same presence online being reflected? So a lot of times you're doing great business and you know that your clients have a great experience when they walk in the door, but are they seeing that great experience reflected online? The second is simply ask your clients. A lot of times I think we forget to ask clients specifically where they found us. So as new clients come into the business, find out, see if they're finding you on these platforms. When they say online, drill deeper. Yeah, where exactly online? Maybe they'll start saying, oh, I found you on Yelp. I found you on Facebook. I found you on Google because of your reviews. I think if you add maybe one more question when you do that initial inquiry, you'll get some interesting answers that will help you understand if your work is paying off.
Thank you for that. Another question that's really common. First off, I love that you connected the dots between the review platforms and online booking, because that's so powerful. And as a consumer myself, I often figure that I need a haircut when a salon isn't open, or when I get out of the shower in the morning or late at night. So I just think for many of us, online booking is absolutely an amenity. Yet we continue, when we're out there teaching these programs, to hear from salon owners that they're nervous or they're fearful of online booking because they feel it takes control out of their hands. And how would you respond to that?
Yeah, I think, again, Gordon, you hit another one that's just, very common. And it's that fear, like you said, around relinquishing control by opening up the books. I think the thing I would just say is try it, right? Give it a try. There's a lot of parameters now that you can set up with online booking to dip your toe in the water, and just give it a shot with maybe a few different services, or don't open up the entire book, but just give yourself the ability to test it out and see how it works. Because the fact of the matter is the clients are not going to wait. So, you know, anecdotal story, I recently got a puppy and was looking for a new vet, and I had narrowed it down to 2 options that I had gotten personal recommendations on. And sure enough, I was researching at midnight, and my deciding factor between choosing one vet or the other was online booking and my ability to go ahead and request an appointment online for that vet. So it's just not negotiable anymore. And I think sometimes we just need to put our fear aside and you know, jump straight in and join the rest of the community that's already doing it, so you don't lose out on business.
It's a great answer, and I couldn't agree more. And thanks for that response and the presentation. And congratulations on your puppy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so last question is, where can we find Demandforce online? Your website as well as social.
Yeah, simple enough. So you can find us right on demandforce.com. Just like it sounds, and then from there you can get into the conversation with us on Facebook and Twitter, but just find us right there at demandforce.com.
Thank you, Michelle. Now let's hear from salon owner Matt Beck, who credits online reviews for driving his business in a very positive direction. Matt, the floor is yours.
All right, guys, well, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to discuss this topic as well, because it has helped me grow my business quite a bit over the last 5 to 6 years that we've been doing it. So I want to start off, the big thing for me, before you even look at getting online reviews, you have to hold a team meeting. I believe that it's most important to get your staff on board with why you would want to get reviews in the first place, help them understand. I think a lot of times as business owners, we focus on, we're up all night thinking about all these things, thinking about online reviews, thinking about you know, payroll and all this stuff, when really, and our staff is out doing their thing. We need to get everybody on the same page. So what I like to do is hold a team meeting, make sure that they all understand the importance of the reviews and really what it's done for the business or what it can do for the business. Help them understand why people take time to review. So we're gonna discuss all of those things throughout these few slides that we have. But I really, before you go to get the reviews, before you go fetch them, make sure that your team's on board. We also allow our team to share ideas. I think that's one of the most important things, whether it's creating a menu or just systems in the salon or getting online reviews. You need your staff to be able to share their ideas, because they're only going to support what they help to create. And that's, you know, something I learned a long time ago, and it definitely holds true to every part of the salon business. So this is a saying here: people think they know everything about your business before they step foot in the door. So deliver above expectation. Nowadays, in the world of business and reviews and the internet and everything, people are researching everything about your salon before they even walk in the door. So this has been my big thing for a while now, is people, I never go anywhere without looking online at a business first. So people are not even stopping in your salon. Before, back in the day, before reviews and online and Google and all of that stuff, people would have to come inside your business to try it out, to see for themselves what they thought about it, or hear from a friend one-on-one what your business is about. Nowadays, they can look online, read every review about your business, look at the photos. They know everything about your business before they walk in. So it's really hard for us as salon owners now to meet their expectation, because they could see 20 great reviews, but if your staff's having a bad day and they come in to get that experience that they've read about online and we don't deliver it, then you're setting yourself up to fail. So you really have to make sure that you understand that people are looking at your business, studying your business before they even step in to pay money to get your services. So that's a big one. Now, why do people leave reviews? These are some reviews of people just over the last few weeks that have left reviews in our salon. We use Demandforce, which I know has sponsored this talk, and we get so many reviews. We started using them 6 months ago, and we have over 50 reviews. It took me 5 years to get 6 reviews on Google. So it's really helped out my business and really given me an insider look of what my customers are saying. So this is, as you read through these reviews, the first one was Kathy. She's a longtime client of mine. She says, always a pleasure to visit the salon. Matt does a super color and cut, and I always receive many compliments. This always makes my day. That's one way that they're going to review the salon. They love their hair. They love, you know, the person that does it. That's what it's about. But then you look at my experience. We go down to Emily. My experience was great as always. Great service, clean salon, friendly employees. Plus, Brian did an amazing job on my hair. Couldn't be happier. The thing I love most about my salon, what has really driven my salon to be successful through reviews, is the fact that even though Emily goes to Brian, the first thing that she wrote was about her experience, her service, the clean salon, and the friendly employees. Then she puts in Brian. That's really what it's all about. It shouldn't just be about, oh, Brian is so amazing and he does my color. It's about the whole experience, the whole package. So you have to make sure that when you're looking for those reviews, what you're looking for and what you're talking to your team about in that meeting is keeping the salon clean, being friendly with the guests, really making the experience great. That's why people are going to want to review you. A good review, or a review is not always a good review. I know Nina talked about this. This is something that I used to lose sleep over a bad review. Now, if you look at our Yelp page, which is something that I am constantly looking at, there's not a bad review on there because I've taken the initiative to, anytime a bad review gets written on Yelp, I personally send them a message addressing the situation, and every single time I've done that, they've taken the review down. And that is the power of being able to respond to these people. Before Yelp, before reviews, as a salon owner, I was never able to even know if somebody didn't like their hair. They would just leave and never come back. Now I've had the opportunity to see an issue that happened and get them to come back into my salon by writing them a message. So we have to take time out of our day to really go online, look for those negative comments and reviews and respond to them in a very professional and positive way. That's, you know, the key part of that. Just be professional and address the situation, and they'll either take the review down possibly, or you'll get them back in the salon hopefully. So what reviews have done for my business: 80% of my new clients at the salon come from online referrals. We get almost all of our business from the internet, and we're a salon that could get a lot of walk-ins. We don't even have room to take walk-ins anymore because we've built up such a reputation in our town. Our town is about 3,000 people. We have 99 salons within a 10-mile radius of our business. So there's a lot of choices for people to go to, but because we have 50 reviews from Demandforce, and we have our Google reviews that are great, and we have our Yelp reviews, because of all of that, you go on the internet and our business is the one that you find, and our business is the one that you want to look for. We actually just had a bride from Florida, which is, you know, about 1,500 miles from my salon. She called up because she's getting married close by, and I actually said we didn't have room for her on that day of her wedding because our salon is already booked. And so I tried to recommend other salons, and she said, I do not want to go to those other salons because you guys are, I've read all of your reviews online and I want to go to you guys. So we're trying to make a way that we can go to her during her wedding. So it's those kind of things. Those people are looking at you from Florida and seeing that this is the salon that they want to go to. So you just really have to make sure that you're focused on getting the great reviews. 3 ways we can get more reviews. So this is something that Demandforce is great at, and why Demandforce is great at it is because they take every guest that walks into the salon and they're going to email them and ask them to review your salon. So that's one great way to do it. And whether you have Demandforce or not, you could be sending out those emails and collecting emails from your guests, and just every once in a while send out an email campaign asking for a review of your business. You could look up clients that have been in the last month and send out emails just to those clients and ask them to review. Demandforce takes that work out for you. Also, social media sharing. This is something that I love doing. When we get a review on social media, I share it. I'll take a little image of it and I'll share it up on social media to our salon guests so that they can see other people reviewing, and it might trigger them to review as well. But even if it doesn't, it puts out the great review that you got. You can share it with everyone. And then we simply ask, and this is part of that staff meeting that I talked about. You got to get your team together and just have them ask. While that guest is in the chair, tell them how important a review is to them. We used to say, you know, I would love for you to tell your friends. We still want to say that, but also tell them the importance of online reviews. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we just really make sure, I guess if we sum up everything, is get your team on board, share with them those experiences, read the current reviews that you have to them, and then come up with ideas together, and you'll be more successful with your online reputation.
Thanks, Matt. Great insights and great information. Appreciate it so much. A couple of questions that come to mind. First one being, and I think anytime we talk about social and digital and platforms, this seems to be one of the first questions that comes from the audience, and that is, how do I find the time? So when it comes to review platforms for you as kind of our case study today, how much, talk about time to your fellow salon owners and managers who may feel a little bit challenged by that. How do you approach this from a time management perspective?
Yeah, I think time's a tough thing, definitely as a salon owner or any business owner. But I believe that this is stuff that I like to do. It's kind of like my wind down at the end of the night. You know, I like to go as soon as I'm done in the salon. It's tough to do that kind of stuff in the salon. If you have time, do it. But I think as soon as I get home, I usually just hop on my computer and I just look around, and maybe just make it once a week. You don't have to do it every day, especially with reviews. I mean, reviews, they happen, but they don't happen that often. You can catch up to them once a week, and then, you know, see how that goes for you. But make it maybe an every Monday night thing or something, and just find the time. It's much more important to make the time for this kind of stuff than anything else. So this is you talking to your customers personally and communicating with your customers outside of the salon. So it's really important to make the time to do it.
And speak to a minute about prioritization of platforms. One of the things, again, I think we hear, especially from new salon owners or for those who are kind of putting their toe in the water for the first time, got to worry about a website, got to worry about potentially various social platforms, and now review platforms. And frankly, a lot of owners say, especially those who are kind of new to the game, it's like, I can't do it all at once, at least in the beginning. And so if you were to advise somebody in terms of prioritizing,
okay,
where would this platform fit in the kind of the pyramid of priorities that people are juggling, with the assumption that maybe someone's not going to tackle them all out of the gate?
Well, from a social media, internet standpoint of my business, I start with Google, and we don't even have a lot of reviews on Google, but I believe the number one thing that you can do for your business is make a great Google page, a Google business page. So you really need that to stand out. That's how everyone's searching for your business. Then Yelp is right there with it. So those are the two platforms that I would definitely focus on. And then what I do is I take all my Demandforce reviews and I put those on my website. So Demandforce helps you run a feed right on your website. So now we have 50 current reviews, but then I have a good-looking Google page that'll help my Google rating. And then my Yelp is where you will sometimes get more negative reviews. But the reason you might get a negative review on Yelp is because a lot of people use it. I mean, it's really. And they do a good job of sorting through the reviews as well. So if you see a review on there, if I see a negative review on Yelp, I'll go check our book and see if the time frame matches up in the name, and then I reach out to that person personally with a phone call or whatever, and just make sure. So that would be my priority list: Google, Yelp, and then get reviews up onto your website. That's my main focus in my business.
No, thank you, and that's great advice. And in fact, the whole idea of discoverability, Google, you bring up really an issue separate, perhaps in some ways, the topic of doing all you can do to be found by way of search engines, including Google. Reviews help that. More reviews, more content, all those things matter. And you brought up an interesting one, which is setting up that page, that profile on Google, and I've even heard Google Hangouts. The more you can do and participate on Google, including a YouTube channel, even if it's not an active YouTube channel, having that channel there just enhances discoverability for everything that you're doing by way of Google, and that's important. Our next webinar, which will be available August 15th, I believe, is called Becoming a Social Salon, and we'll be talking about the discoverability as part of that. So thank you, Matt. Tell us where we can find Salon Gratitude, and importantly, because it's a big part of your life, freesaloneducation.com. And why don't you take 30 seconds and, as part of that, well, maybe 15 seconds, and tell us what Free Salon Education is all about.
So, salongratitude.com, if you want to see the reviews of our salon and how Demandforce works on there, you can check that out. Also, freesaloneducation.com is, my website. It's basically, we post free education almost every day of the week, whether it's an interview with great people like Nina, or, we're doing business videos or haircutting videos. We do everything on there, and it's all free for hairdressers. So all you have to do is go on there, you can sign up and get free content. So freesaloneducation.com is the site.
And of course, we find you on all the social platforms. I know Free Salon Education has a presence on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
I think you might have even popped up on Periscope recently.
Yes, we're on everything. Everything is at Free Salon Education except Twitter. Doesn't allow you to use that many words, so it's at Salon Education on there.
Thanks again, Matt. As we've heard today from our panelists, platforms matter. Our sponsor, Demandforce, gets rave reviews from salons and spas as a leading platform for managing reviews and so much more. Michelle, how about giving us a short overview of Demandforce?
Gordon, I'd love to. Thanks so much, and thanks again for the great discussion and insights today from our other panelists. It really has been a great discussion. So to talk a little bit about Demandforce, like Gordon mentioned, we have thousands of salons that leverage Demandforce and our technology to help stay in touch with their clients on a regular basis. So like I mentioned earlier, Demandforce really finds its strength in helping automate communications to your clients. That's everything from a thank you message when they visit the salon, a reminder of their appointment via email, text, or even a voice call. We also have ways that we can help leverage your business in front of other consumers visiting small businesses within our local network. That's called Intuit Local. And probably one of the most delightful things that Demandforce does for salons, or at least the thing that salons tell me they love the most, is exactly what we talked about today, helping them leverage and increase their online reputation through our collection and syndication of reviews. So how does it work? It's pretty simple. Let's go ahead and advance. There we go. Thanks, Gordon. It's pretty simple. It actually connects to your existing salon software. And what we do is look at all that great data that you've been capturing, whether it's, client history, purchasing history, visit history, and we automatically bridge right from your salon software and then help automate those communications that I just mentioned. So everything from, we miss you if they've not been back, the thank you message, birthdays, a whole number of other emails that you can set up. So really helping you stay in front of your clients, which is so important in this day and age when people have such a cluttered inbox, but helping you stay in front of your clients on a regular basis to make sure that they remember your business.
Thank you, Michelle. And again, thanks to Demandforce for sponsoring today's program. And of course, we want to thank all of our panelists, Passion Squared's Nina Kovner, Demandforce's Michelle Perroton, and Salon Gratitude's Matt Beck. It's been really an insightful time, and we've learned so many great things today. We want to make sure that You know we have some upcoming programs. I do want to mention, to hear more of Matt, Michelle, and Nina on this important topic of online reviews, click on the link below the video player on americansalon.com, and you'll get a chance to view an extended conversation that we will be having following this program. Please also be sure to check back on americansalon.com for our upcoming on-demand panels, and the next one being Becoming a Social Salon, which will be available at americansalon.com after August 15th. And so on behalf of American Salon Magazine and americansalon.com, I'm Gordon Miller. We look forward to sharing more great stories and education with you in print and online, 24/7, 365 days a year. Bye for now.